I've done it a few times, Fuzzy. Okay, we're gonna keep this hand on the draw. Big fluff to do a monthly, thank you. Yeah, gonna queue it to draw and then tension taxes with Hushbringer mainboard. Maybe. I mean, we do have the Sanctifiers for Dredge. Doom, congratulations on your win. That was really exciting to watch yesterday. Doom make top 4 Legacy Challenge on stream yesterday. It was very sick. Okay, so we're up against Rhinos. We're playing one Deputy of Detention main deck, one sideboard. That card is the best card you have access to in the matchup. But you also have Aether Channeler to bounce the Rhinos, Flicker Aether Channeler, bounce a bunch of Rhinos. Okay, my opponent shocking and passing. Definitely looks like they have Fire Ice here, so let's go ahead and play it. And you know what? Let's just draw the Deputy. Let's start off today strong. Let's just draw the Deputy. I think I can get a basic Plains here. Just get a Wall of Omens. Feels good to cast Wall of Omens. Yeah, the match was really good to watch too. I thought for sure you were gonna win game 2, and then Ghoul played so well. All right, just cast a Charlotte's Agent. Let me deputy those Rhinos. Get today off right. Okay, instead, they are passing. Looks like they missed their land drop. And instead of cycling Ice into turn to try to find a land, they just held it up next turn. They probably should have cycled this. I'm going to go ahead and Ephemerate my Wall of Omens so I can just use this mana here. I think that's correct. Then we can go ahead and just get another wall in play. Walls up. Feels good to be playing this deck too. I've been playing a lot of Ragavans, a lot of Urza Sagas, a lot of Underworld Breaches lately, and there are still a few strategies like this that just kind of play the hero cards, I guess, for lack of a better term. Yeah, this deck is also I think it's like a super well positioned and like criminally underplayed. Yeah, I played some Galvanic Relays yesterday. looking for the gold 3-drop here. Wake up, opponent! It's Deputy of Detention time. Gotta feel bad to just wake up and queue into Deputy of Detention. Yeah, I was really rooting for a Doom Mingu finals. That would have been awesome. Cast another Charlotte's Agent. Let me flicker this. Okay, they have a Fury. They're pitching Violent Outburst. That's interesting. They do only have one Crashing Footfalls left in the deck because they have one on Suspend right now. Oh, that's not true. This was the Suspend one, so they have 2 left in the deck. They do kill the Deputy. I do have 4 Eternal Witnesses in the deck at least. Let's see what we draw this turn. An island. I think hardcast Solitude. Hardcast Solitude this turn, and the next turn we can go Soulherder plus Channeler, makes sense. They have another Violent Outburst. Looks like they do. Just get all the Rhinos out of the deck. Kind of scary. Immediately fetching 2 for a Stomping Ground, untapped. Ah, the Bloodbraid Elf. Into Blood Moon. Okay, Blood Moon is a little bit of a problem here. It's going to be a manageable problem, I think. This attack with everything I think is also incorrect because this allows me to attack with the Solitude. Gain 3. Yeah, because I'm just going to take this hit of 12 down to 5. Attack with Solitude up to 8. Play Soulherder, Flicker the Solitude, exile a Rhino. I think that's better than... Oh, I can also play a Wall of Blossoms. So I think that's better than playing an Aether Channeler this turn. Let's go ahead and play a Wall of Blossoms first, I suppose. Soulherder is going to become very large, very in charge. Is there any reason not to play some snow basics in your deck? Well, there are a couple of cards that punish you for snow basics, like Break the Ice and Add Lean. But for the most part, you're free to play snow basics with no real repercussions. Dead the Solitude. Well, I do have the Aether Channeler to keep getting rid of rhinos. I have 2 Aether Channelers. I could also... I could go Aether Channeler, bounce Blood Moon into second Aether Channeler next turn. Or second Soulherder, potentially. This turn, why don't we go block like this? Redain, not Adelaide. Yeah, I could never... I always mix those 2 cards up. They have third Violent Outburst. Second Violent Outburst, rather. Their draw is very good this game. Unfortunately for me, I lose all of my board. Dang. Unfortunately, I'm not able to witness back the Deputy this turn. I can go Channeler, bounce Blood Moon, Soulherder, Flicker Channeler, bounce a Rhino. What a draw. Alright, let's concede, I think. Hold on. Okay, I can go bounce this, return Sol. No. A little too slow. I just really thought another Violent Outburst was unlikely. No, that was the third one because they pitched one. Play land first. I mean, there's just nothing to do. We're very dead. We get to bring in the silences, though. Extra Deputy, extra Solitude, Meddling Mages. Venser is usually pretty good, too. Sometimes I think that usually how it goes is I bring all these in, I realize this is like a little too many cards. But I want to go down on the walls. Can cut a Mimic. Maybe cut... No, I probably can't cut both. Can cut the Time Warps. Usually you're going to want to just control the board. And that's how you win. No, I need to keep these to flicker. Let's see, how many Coco hits are we at right now? This is 26. So maybe I need to go down to Venser. Maybe we need to go down to Coco too. Because otherwise I'm cutting a Coco target, or... Yeah, I think I have to go down to Coco. I guess I could just play 4 Cocos, no Venser. Let's do that. I think Coco's probably a bit better than Venser here. I spoke with you for 19 months, appreciate you. -1 Ewit. You could cut an Ewit maybe, yeah. There's not too many, like, terrible choices, to be honest, here. Okay, I saw Blood Moon, so I'm going to be going, I think, tapped Hallowed Fountain into basic land, basic land. Happy to have Deputy of Detention again, of course. Not sure exactly what basics I'm getting. It'll probably depend a little bit on what I draw. Likely just Island Plains, though. It feels like Meddling Mages are just fire fodder. I mean, yeah, they have removal for Meddling Mage, I guess. I don't know. You bring them in against the Cascade deck. Sometimes they die, sometimes they live. Ben, 3 months, thank you. Is there any place for Riptide Laboratory in Modern? Aether Channeler was a buff to Riptide Laboratory. I've tried to work on the card a couple times. I think that it is, like... It's always one that feels like it's close to getting there, and... Always also feels like it's just missing something. Right. Just passing back again. Just passing back again. There's a chance I'm going to end up going... End of turn Triumph. Well, because I want to be able to get the Witness down. Debit, 10 months, thank you. They may have even trimmed on Blood Moon post board. We'll see. You have to get a forest since you have Witness. I don't have to get a forest. I could just hold the Witness for a while. These offer me plenty of things to do. Although here I think I'm going to get Temple Garden, Silence, Triumph, and then I'll get Witness and have the ability to get an island so I can Aether Channeler the Blood Moon. Do I enjoy deciding what to fetch? I don't know if that's the exact word I'd use, but Depends, I guess. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have to get a Misty so that I have the option to get an island to beat a Blood Moon with the Aether Channeler. It would be really nice if they just cast Rhinos this turn. No Teferi in the deck. It's really hard to play Teferi in the Collected Company deck where you want most of your 3 drops to be creatures. Oh yeah, if you silence the Footfalls, it just gets exiled permanently. Okay. Let's just untap here. So if I attack with the Witness and then the Violent Outburst, I'll Ephemerate the Witness, pick up a Windswept Heath, then cast Deputy. PCP with the deck. I can post a link in the chat, I can take a look. Is Venser not better than Solitude? I think Solitude Ephemerate just lets you catch up so well, you know what I mean? Ephemerate for silence. Alright, now we're gonna just pick up the land that they're just casting fire. Assuming that this resolves, I suppose. It's a pretty mana efficient exchange for us. Okay, dead. Guess I could have maybe Ice-Fanged in response here. Because I'm gonna Ice-Fang, I guess, main phase to try to find a land, so I could have found an Ephemerate, sorry. But I'm gonna go ahead and get that basic island so that if they Blood Moon to me, I have the Aether Channeler to at least bounce it. Maybe she got Forest to cast Coco, because I don't have the Ephemerate anymore to, like, Ephemerate the Channeler again. Like, just bounce it one time. Although, I can also just save the Channeler until I have, like, another fetch land to play, maybe. 3 cards in their hand. Take this hit. If they kill my Deputy in response to the trigger, it's actually really bad here. That being said, it having 3 toughness does make it like relatively hard to kill in response to the trigger, so I think I'm just gonna jam it. Cool. Don't also see a ton of reason to attack. I would double block this agent here just to get it off the board. And then nothing on the instep is great for me also, of course. Jaw's not quite as bad as last time, huh? Good as last time. Karuga Moon. Oh boy. Hardcast Fury, also oh boy. Let's let the resolve. If they have a Force of Negation for my Coco, things could get kind of bad. If I draw a like white fetch, I'll probably just go like Hardcast Solitude or something. 2 cards in their hand. Yeah, we'll just jam the Coco. If their last 2 cards are Force Blue card, we could just Solitude the Fury. Oh, Collected Company. Oh, Collected Company. First Coco cast today. Okay, so my first note is that, like, Karuga is not that good in this deck. Or, like, not worth it. I don't know exactly the right term to use. But, like, especially when you have Narset Days and Doing, you just have so much card advantage, so much, like, late game inevitability. Alright, what are we pitching? I probably have to pitch the Soulherder. You have so much late game inevitability, and you really, really, really need that early game interaction, Counterspell Lightning Bolt, to buy time for setup for your Gear Hulks and your Narsets and everything. Alright, I believe in the Coco. There we go. Alright, and I believe that we will find a white card in these 2 looks for the Solitude pitch. Even if we don't, it's not the end of the world. It'd be hard for them to kill both blockers. Alright, let's go to just Solitude the Fury now before they can draw Subtlety. This also gets the Soulherder up to 3 power, which is relevant against Fire Ice, Dead Gone, that kind of stuff. Yeah, so like, you're... Like, this probably is not a big surprise. Your curve is way, way, way too high. If you really like this idea, you think it's really fun, you absolutely 100% need to play 4 Fury. This is, like, non-negotiable. 4 Fury is, like, super mandatory for this deck idea, but it is, is this the 3rd Fury? It is still not something I'm, like, really super happy about, I think. Okay, it's not a bad draw. I'm getting a forest. Just go to draw a card. Could make a bird here, an extra chump blocker. But now I think I'll just be on the old block Ephemerate plan. Relative Viceroy is horrible, but I know that like the other players love it. I also like this. Also, I see this kind of stuff a lot, and it like always confounds me a little bit. Where you you have 3 Narset, you have 3 Archmage's Charm, you have 2 Days Undoing, you have 2 Fable, you have 1 Gearhulk, you have 1 as a Viceroy. But like one of these are going to be your best like grindy top end card, and like you should have like 4 of the best of these grindy effects. You shouldn't like have just like one, 1 Ral. 2 Fable, 3 Charm, like which is the better 3-drop here? It's probably Archmage's Charm. But this deck would be better if you cut Karuga and you added Counterspell Lightning Bolt, so you could buy time for these goofy late game cards. Invoke Calamity with Gearhulk this Invoke Calamity Gearhulk package needs to get cut basically no matter what. It is just like it's obviously super cute, but you only have 1 Gearhulk and it's just not really doing a lot for you in my opinion. Sideboard, I would play almost definitely 4 Disputes. I don't like these Borrowers in the sideboard. I don't really like Borrower at all, but also not in the sideboard. Okay, that's nice to be able to answer a Violent Outburst this turn. We've just cast another Channeler right now. Draw another card. Get through the deck a bit. Another Ephemerate's really nice. Now we have all of the cards in our hand up, and I think we can attack for 3 pretty easy. I knew it could never work, but it was a dream. Yeah, exactly. So, like, obviously, like, if this is the dream and you want to do it, it's way better to do it if you have a low curve that can buy time for the late game, you know? If you're gonna be greedy and play goofy stuff for fun, it's really just much better to be disciplined and like only do one super greedy thing at a time. is usually my rule of thumb. All right. This game we have been from like very like desperately needing to draw land to drawing like, almost nothing but mana. That means my opponent's also getting kind of flooded, so it's okay. For now, it's okay at least. They only have 1 card in their hand. There's a Coco. There's another land. I'm gonna try not to fetch down to 4 so I don't die to like 2 fires. I'm gonna take 2 witnesses. And then this should likely be a big old W. Just target 2 Ephemerates here. Am I streaming tomorrow? I don't think so. I think I'm working on a like end of year YouTube recap video. We'll see. That's what I want to do. I don't know how. If I wake up tomorrow and just like really feel like playing a challenge, maybe I'll just not. But that's currently my plan. I've been writing my Channel Fireball articles on Sunday, but I'm going to a New Year's party on Saturday, so maybe I want to get it done on Saturday. Is silence broken? Opponents can't cast spells. They can't do anything in their turn. Silence seems broken. It's not broken, no. It's effectively card disadvantage. It's bad against instants, but it is good in some matchups, and we're playing it here, of course, because it's good in some spots. How do you recap a year? You have to subscribe to the YouTube channel and check it out. I don't know. It's good. I'll be working all day on it. It may even be like a two-day thing. We'll see. They have two things. Let's always choose another Ephemerate here. Always another Ephemerate. Well, to here, we don't have another Ephemerate, so maybe we grab a Solitude. Probably a Soulherder. It'd be very hard to lose the game at this point. Them having one card in their hand, and they just cast a Fire Ice, and they don't have another Fire Ice, I should be pretty safe to fetch also. Silence Lock? Could Silence Lock. It's gonna be very hard to lose this game. So I don't think I've ever even, like, articulated this, but I used to watch this, PUBG streamer. I still pop it occasionally, but, Choco Taco was so good. And he would talk about how, like, he said that if he played the late game circles in a certain way, there's just no way he can lose. And I feel like to some extent this deck feels like that, where if you just play the late game in a certain way, you just, like, be very patient, you just, like, can never lose in these spots. Maybe not the best analogy, but it's always where my brain goes. Alright, deck tech for dog. Domain Rock. You need 4 Chalice in this deck. This deck has no 1-drops. If your deck has no 1-drops, you need 4 Chalice. And hold on. How do you feel about this thing? My opponent's on a mold 6. I guess a mold 6 on the draw. We can keep this. I mean, I think the Territorial Kavu and the Scion are kind of mid in this version that's, like, a bit slower with a lot more spells, and I think that, like, that's, to me, that seems like the cards I'm wanting to cut are the Kavus and the Scions and play Prismatic Ending Chalice, and I know, like, that's basically just the list I play, but I do firmly believe that this is, let's play around Fire Ice again. I do believe that this is the best way to build the deck. I think that, like, just, like, the, like, more 2-mana beatdown cards with, like, no, like, counterspells, no interaction is really tough. So, like, that's why you see the Domain Zoo deck, they have to play Stubborn Denial, they have to play Remand, because their clock is just, like, not that fast. So so in Modern, you either have to slow, like, your linear opponents down, or you have to be faster. And like, just, like, these 2/2s, like, you're goldfishing turn 5 most of the time here. Maybe turn 4 if you're very lucky, which is just not fast enough without Chalice to slow your opponent down. Oh, no! Ashiok Dreamrender. You're kidding me. Ugh, I got so punished for playing my island. How could I play around Ashiok? Of course, we draw another fetch land. I'm happy they minus, though. I'm really happy they minus. I need to kill this stupid thing. Maybe we'll draw just a normal land. No. Wake up in the morning, lose to stupid Ashiok. Ashiok Game Ender. Ugh, so true. If I just played the fetch land instead, we're in such good shape. Maybe I was just supposed to. It's better against fetch Blood Moon anyway. I don't know why I didn't. They're playing Blood Moon too. I don't like. They already have Blood Moon in their deck. Why do they have Ashiok? Best case scenario, my opponent minuses, I draw Hierarch attack. Okay, now best case scenario, I draw a land. I I just can't. I can't do anything. This is so nuts. This is so nuts. Why? Why am I losing to Ashiok? Good fucking beats, dude. I just Solitude once. I've ever brewed around Ashiok. You can't brew around Ashiok. I mean, I've played decks with Ashiok in it, but Ashiok is not an effect that matters. Or like, you can't like Ashiok Ghost Quarter your opponent. It's only your opponent's abilities. So Spins and Footfalls. Come on, non-fetch land, please, one time. Do you just miss the fetch Jurassic Resolve? No, they just played it turn 3 on the play. And of course, I draw fetch land immediately. Absolutely brutal. We're supposed to take one more hit to make Ephemerate and out. I don't think so, because they just don't have any pressure if we Solitude like this. Okay. Obviously, like, with them drawing Shardless Agent, it's a bit worse. Ugh, what a brutal loss. That game 1 was nuts, too. Their draw was so crazy. I mean, they did miss a land drop, but after that, I don't think it's like amazing. I don't think it's, you know, like a super cool tech or anything, but it's something you can do. Don't play Coco for a while. Keep busy with Coco so much. Just part of playing the card, right? It's you know, effectively a slot machine. What's the brew of the year? I'm gonna do a recap video. I don't know. I don't know. I'm a bit worried about making the video too braggy, but we had a really good year. I don't know if there's any one specific deck that just like stands out amongst everything else. But we did some good work this year. It was a log year too. Jace for the 6 months. Appreciate you. We'll see. Yeah, stock decks are good. We had a lot of good decks this year. A lot of good decks this year. I think I want to Witness this turn. Against Titan, getting a turn of Witness Time Warp Ephemerate assembled is really important, and if we get just having the Witness just chilling in play is a big part of that. Yeah, sadly, Black-White Vampire Pox not on the list. Yeah, but I'll be going through the Stream Decker, getting a PowerPoint together, having some laughs, making some memes. It'll be a good time. It'll be a great time. Okay, so this turn we can go... I think we just jammed the Coco. We have only one Deputy of Detention to snipe this Amulet. We can also cantrip into time Warp potentially. Was Asmo food deck this year? The green red one was this year. I think the Esper Time Sieve deck was also this year. This is our Cocos have been, you know, they've been Coco and I think we just draw a card. I don't think we were bounce the Amulet. Yeah, I did get Lucy this year. I'll be including my Pioneer brews as well. I didn't do very much in Pioneer this year. I will include what I have, maybe. There's also, like, I don't know, it's gonna be a lot to talk about. I don't know how much, if it's gonna be, it's not reasonable to talk about every deck, I think. Special guest of the year, Mingu. Yeah, having Mingu here was awesome. Also got to, you know, go to Portland with the professor. Got to do a lot this year, which is very cool. You ever tried Crack the Earth? I've cast the card. I don't know if I've cast it on stream, but I've cast it. So playing a Hierarch this turn so that I'm able to attack seems nice. It also seems good to be able to double. I think it's probably a bit better to be able to double Ephemerate. Just like Soulherder, Flicker Channeler, Bounce Dryad, hold up double Ephemerate. Could Ephemerate the Channeler again. I could Ephemerate Channeler now, bounce the Dryad. Didn't bounce the Amulet. And this means that a bounce land, not that they've shown me that they have a bounce land, but a bounce land means they can't cast Titan this turn, which is probably pretty important. And this also lets me attack for 3. Blink Ewit for a land. Could do that. Then play Hierarch attack for 1 more. I feel like we don't need anything up. Yeah, I think we don't really need anything up. Oh, I can't attack though. I can't attack with the Oh, sorry. I meant to bounce the Dryad first. Never mind. I totally meant to bounce the Dryad first. So I guess now we're doing this. We actually don't get to attack anymore. But we get to develop our mana pretty well. We get to make our Soulherder giant. Oh shit! I thought I had not played my land already. Never look at chat, I guess. Yeah, I'd already played the land. Damn it! Sorry. I blame chat. Hopefully, you don't need this instant speed bounce up. Yeah, I like the Storm deck without Ragavan more, thankfully. No, you're good, you're good. I should double checked. So here's Amulet, 2 mystery cards. We did pretty effectively buy a turn here. We get to start really clocking in with Soulherder. We have a lot of good top decks. Solitude, Time Warp is just a win. We get to put 2 more Ephemerates into our hand. And they haven't been that collected so far today, feelings. They've been rather uncollected. So we agreed Shadow Breach is the best deck in Modern. This morning somebody retweeted my post about it, saying that my deck was poorly built, but I won anyways, or something like that. So I don't think we've all collectively agreed. Alright, I guess we just go Ephemerate, Witness, cast Collected Company, hold up the other Ephemerate. I'll take the Wall of Blossoms, try to dig a bit deeper for Hierarch. Bounces though. Another Ephemerate. Get to attack for 8. I guess 10 to just attack with both is a bit better. Clock Thief with 32 months, hope you're doing well. So, mostly just looking for a Solitude right now. If we don't, obviously if we miss it's okay. There's a Time Warp for infinite turns though. So if we survive here, well I guess we could survive, but they could kill my Witness and Valakut potentially. We'll see, Their hand is Dryad, 3 mystery cards. I kinda don't think they have a bounce land either. Good luck, Delver. Focus on the road though. Ever worked on Mardu Scam, Rakdos plus Ephemerate? I've started to build it a few times. I think it's like usually not as good as Rakdos. So if they just cast a Titan here, I think just bounce Amulet in response. I don't really see how this gets me. Okay, so I guess they have not played a land. Bounce Amulet in response. They have Slayer Stronghold up. They could get Boros Bounce Land. If they have, what's the stupid card? The Crumbling Vestige, they can haste the Titan. But I'm not even like that cold to the hasted Titan. Yeah, I'm just gonna bounce the Amulet. Bounce the Stronghold? I think you just bounce the Amulet. If they have Crumbling Vestige, they can haste the Titan, but then it's like... they're not doing anything else this turn. This stops them from casting the Dryad. I think I'm better off bouncing the Titan. I think I'm best off doing this. If they spend all their resources to haste the Titan, they're literally just dead. Oh yeah, Channeler. Oh yeah, Channeler can't bounce lands. If Channeler could bounce lands, we would be playing a lot more Channeler. Sorry. Yeah, if Channeler could bounce lands, we would be playing a lot more Aether Channeler. Could Rakdos Breach Shadow be a thing, or is Legendary Drown sideboard 2 key? I mean, the thing is, it just doesn't cost you very much to splash blue, so like there's just not much reason to not be in blue. Alright, my opponent's just dead to this Ephemerate, bouncing the Titan. Yeah, and they realize it, and we get to go to game 2. Winning game 1's a pretty big deal, since we get a lot of sideboard cards. 3 Meddling Mage, a Solitude, 2 Venser, 2 Silence for the Eternal Witness Silence lock, which is really good in this matchup. I usually cut all of the walls, and I think I cut the second Mimic, and then I end up cutting, I think I go down at least 2 companies. It's maybe even more than that. Hold on, this is... currently, this is 27 hits for company. With 3 more cuts still need to be made. 1. Yeah, I think it's usually down to 1 company. 2, 3. No, probably cut a Channeler. Yeah, no, I want to keep the witnesses for the lock, so I go down to 1 Channeler. It's been a while since I played the deck. You can play 1 company, or you could play, like, you know, you could go down to 0. Pretty solid hands. Soulherder Venser is, like, one of your best plans of the matchup, and while that can be a little slow on the draw, especially with no Noble Hierarch, we do have Solitude to potentially slow our opponent down. We have Deputy to potentially grab some amulets, so definitely a hand I'm going to keep on the draw. Not a lock to win by any means. I would definitely prefer to not bounce our Solitude, pitch the Soulherder, but I will if I have to, of course. Well, things get a lot easier when your opponent just doesn't do anything on turn 2. Mr. Sari, is this the most wonderful time of the year? It's a weird time of the year for me, I don't know. The space between December 25th and January 1st always feels like we're on suspend. I don't know. But maybe that makes it the most wonderful time of the year. Tao with the 22, thank you. It's maybe a little bit inexperienced. This game is going to be a slaughter, I think. Yeah, my opponent just passed turn 2 and then didn't flow mana turn 3, so it's kind of getting just kind of an easy time. Give this Venser the bounce land, flicker the Venser every turn, bounce the land every turn. Not too much to say. Kind of the opposite of the last game where my opponents just totally slaughtered me. Oh, they have Dismember. This is even like not good sequencing. They should Dismember the Deputy first so that they get the the bounce triggers. This does make bouncing the bounce land a little bit worse, but it should still be fine. Since they don't have enough mana to like do anything too scary this turn, or they shouldn't. Next turn we can go Meddling Mage plus Soulherder. Probably gonna name Titan with Meddling Mage, because they've already cast one Dismember. You could maybe make a solid case for Dismember first. Because, like, how are they casting a Titan at this point? Okay, maybe naming Dryad is better, because that, you know, Dryad Valakut could be how they get out of this. But it's also, like, pretty clear they don't have a Dryad in their hand. They pick up the Lair of the Hydra. They do have a second Grazer. Okay. That card's pretty good. Is my opponent gonna minus? They are gonna minus. Huh. Sky Sovereign Council Flagship. So Noble Hierarch is kind of interesting. Lets me force a chump block on the Grazer. I guess they have no Torpor Orb. Oh shit. Yeah, maybe I need some Meddling Mage. No, they're Titan. They don't play Torpor Orb. They're Titan. They don't play Torpor Orb. I think I'm gonna Meddling Mage name Sky Sovereign. And then bounce the Karn. Well, if I bounce the land, they can't Sky Sovereign. So I could name Engineered Explosives, because that's really the most scary thing, right? I think that makes sense. Like, they have to have a third Grazer to cast the Sky Sovereign this turn. If they have Pact, they can get another Grazer. I guess. I don't know. We just can't play around like literally everything here. I think this line's fine. I think it makes a lot of sense. Like if they have Dismember and the Karn and two Grazers and Pact for third Grazer, and then the net result is they get to Sky Sovereign kill one of my three things. It's just not the end of the world. It's just not the end of the world. They can like Ballista on 2 probably. If they Ballista on 2 and try to kill the Soulherder immediately, I can Solitude exile a Grazer. So that would be pretty good for us. Yeah, imagine if they have Amulet in the board. If they could get an Amulet from underneath a Deputy of Detention, because it's an exile. Wow, they literally do have an Amulet in the sideboard for Karn. I have straight up never seen that. That's awesome. I don't know. They've got me. So they get to Sky Sovereign. Kill a thing. The thing they choose to kill is Soulherder. So if I Solitude a Grazer, I can kill Karn, which is okay, I guess. What happened? My opponent Karn for Amulet of Vigor, then cast a Sky Sovereign. And they're playing every turn incredibly slow. And I'm losing my mind if I can't focus when they play this slow. Ah, the 5th Amulet in the board. I know games like this are just like so boring. I don't know. It's I try to keep things high energy and focus, but it's just so difficult. Every single okay click is taking, you know, like 20-30 seconds. It just hurts so much. Yeah, and then we had like max pain this morning from the Ashiok. Ugh. And like one thing too about like I've like know what I'm gonna do for my next turn for like the last 3 minutes, and now here I am. I draw my card, doesn't change anything. I just very quickly take my next turn. I think a lot of people are trying to learn Amulet at the moment. Maybe it's okay. It's fine. I don't know. Like there's a difference between like tanking on your turn where you have a lot of open mana and stuff, and just like you've taken your turn. It still takes a whole minute to pass. It is what it is. This drives me crazy sometimes. Like we're also like just pretty likely to be dead this turn. Somehow, he has such a good draw. Now that Yorn is banned, would I consider splashing red for Omnath? No, not really. Like, if you splash red for Omnath, your Ice-Fangs become terrible. You would effectively be playing Omnath over Coco, which, like, doesn't help you facilitate your Soulherder Eternal Witness game plan very well. So, no, I don't think I would. Kylo's not a good card? No, not really. It's just an extra mana, and like when you like Coco's pretty good at 4 at instant, at sorcery speed at 5 mana, even for an extra card, even with the ability to like put more mana into it. It's not that good, I think. I'll make my opponent kill me here. Knowing my opponent had Amulet aside, what changes would I make this game? Might have named Amulet with Meddling Mage. I don't know. So 16 double strike -2. Yeah, we're dead if they go for double strike here. Oh no, they have the Vesuva in their hand. They have Vesuva in their hand. We're not dead to double strike. Yeah, we're not dead. Fathom, think with tier 1. Appreciate ya. No, we're not dead. I don't know why they're floating mana like in their attack phase here either. Yeah, I bet they could have won. They're obviously like pretty inexperienced. They're floating 8 mana in their attacker step for no reason too. Presumably no. Yeah, I was like, are we gonna get Cyclonic Rifted? Actually, good. It's good if we get Cyclonic Rifted. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, they're definitely a newer player. It's fine. Just when I'm trying to stream and keep the energy up, I always go a little crazy when I'm like up 10 minutes and haven't made any decisions over the course of those 10 minutes. That's okay. I can go a little crazy. I kind of want to pitch the Solitude so that I can like Venser another Titan on the stack or something. Which doesn't feel great, obviously. But it does set me up for a lot of top decks that put me in control of the board. And if they don't have the other Titan, we still have the Venser up. And thankfully they forgot to crew, so that lets me get a solid attack in here. Yeah, fire up some Dark Souls attempts in between turns. Vintage cube in between turns, that'd be funny. Getting a little bit of a hankering to do some cubing today, honestly. Third Grazer. I was wondering to play on FSM was gonna let me decide either Creativity, Murktide, or Underworld Breach. I would probably play Creativity, because after a long week at FNM, I don't want to do Breach math, and Murktide's probably a little boring. Friendly comp leagues, remember them? Honestly, like, so I played a lot of, like, back then. I kind of never really felt like there was a huge difference between friendly and comp leagues. I guess I didn't play friendly leagues that often, but when I did, I just never really saw a big difference. But maybe I'm just had different experiences. Okay, they do have another Titan. Are there any special streams this weekend? A challenge of news stream or anything? Well, I'm currently planning on doing like a year recap video tomorrow, not streaming the challenge or anything. This morning I actually woke up and I briefly considered I might just ephemerate the mage. I briefly considered skipping today's stream, doing the video today, and then streaming the challenge tomorrow. And the more I played this game, the more I wish I had done that. But we'll see, we'll see. We definitely had a lot of good draws this turn. That was surely one of them. Iceman, 18 months, thank you. Yeah, I still could, honestly. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. See how I'm feeling. Just like with Solitude gain extra life. Yeah, so I guess against the 203s, that's correct. Oh, my opponent could also wait, my opponent could Lair of the Hydra and then crew Sky Sovereign. They also could have crewed the Sky Sovereign here. I like Ephemerate, Venser, and Responsive Titan cast, and Blink Mage on Rebound. Well, we don't get anything. They're crewing the Sky Sovereign in their second main phase. What a weird match. Definitely new to Magic Online. Playing Amulet Titan when you're new to Magic Online is just, you know, also pretty brutal. I mean, I'm not supposed to attack because they can make they can animate the lair as a 3/3 on defense here. I kind of don't think they'd see it, but that's not something I should bank on. All right, untapping. I think I'm just chilling. Because I can't attack into the lair. I mean, my opponent could have won this game if they have been more familiar with the deck, more familiar with the client, I think. Yeah, this is also like game 2 and we're up a game and they have like less than 3 minutes on the clock. So it's just, this is just over. If they're sinking the mana into the lair, I'm just going to Ephemerate in response, bounce the lair, I think. Never seen card and amulet, is it normal? It's not like ridiculous to see, but it's not super common either. It's like, I would say that probably like Karn is in maybe 20% of the Titan lists, and most people just don't play it. Why bounce over Solitude? I guess Solituding is a bit better. The first loss was to Rhinos. It was a really, really brutal match where my opponent like turned 3 on the play, slammed an Ashiok, game 3, and there's just like no way I could play around it, and there was a way I could play around it, but it was like so unrealistic to play around random Ashiok out of Rhinos. When we already saw there on main deck Blood Moon, it was just the whole thing. Yeah, my opponent can crew if I Solitude, but then I should just Solitude the Sky Sovereign, and then I don't really have any problems. So that was definitely the better line. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take off all of my stops. I'm just gonna let my opponent time out. Oh no! They concede. As soon as I take for max pain, I don't even get to have fun with no stops on. I literally don't even get to have fun with no stops on. Yeah, they are a coach. Alright, we'll keep this. Awesome Slinger, very cool. What deck would I use for a no-hit MTG League run? So is no-hit just taking no damage? Because I would honestly probably just play like Mono Red Prowess with 20 mountains. Okay, so we're up against Scam. We have 3 Sanctifiers in the sideboard, so interesting to see how this matchup goes. Yeah, I would probably just play Mono Red Prowess with 20 mountains. The best defense is a good offense. How does Storm Deck doing? It was okay. It was definitely doing a lot of powerful stuff. I thought that the version we had at the end with Galvanic Relay was the best 75 we had. Definitely feels like there's so many directions you can go. And then there's also like the blue version, which is pretty reasonable. Maybe you could be Teamer. Maybe you just like... there's a lot of ins and outs. Yeah, conceding would lose the run, I would imagine. Self-damage doesn't count. Yeah, I guess self-damage, if you're doing like a Dark Souls rules, wouldn't count. No end of turn stops on. Right. I do usually have those on. I take 1 Hierarch, 1 Solitude. So I could get a Triome. My opponent is also like main decking Blood Moon probably, so I think that just getting a island or nothing at all makes a bit more sense, but almost definitely an island. I want to play this over the forest. They have less info though. Any tips for getting into Moto, but wanting to play some Cube and maybe getting one modern deck? I think Cube is a pretty good way to start. Just like it's like a good fun way to get familiar with the client. I know Saffron Olive has a pretty good like how to get into Magic Online video that you could look up. It's like very in depth, very good video. But you know, mostly I would recommend like also like not playing leagues as your first matches. Like they're free to play games in the open play lobby. I would just, you know, get a few reps there and familiarize yourself with the clients. Me and Saffron Olive have never been beefing. I don't know why people keep saying this. I've never had any beef with anyone. Except for my last round opponent. We can still stabilize this board maybe, but yeah, we're probably gonna get, you know, scammed. Solitude is a good draw. We need to find another white card. Let's go ahead and just try to find one right now. Failed, sadly. Yeah, I wish I had beef with other creators. Witness pick up Solitude. Block Season Pyromancer, Solitude this, take 4. Maybe that's better. Probably is better, yeah. Solitude and Witness. God, ... Solitude and Witness. God, ... Is this just your frustration that I missed the line expressed? We may still be able to stabilize if we draw a white card. We do draw the white card. I guess it is now better to Solitude Ephemerate. Alright, deck for Expansion Explosion. Modern Gyruda. And Alan, thank you for the tier 1, appreciate you. Can do this now so they can't Void Walk or anything. And could I do a few things, but we are maybe stabilizing. Plays the Maya really quickly. Not slamming Hardcast Fury, though. So my first impression from this deck list... My first impression from this deck list is that you... Oh, and Dying Malice the Solitude. Well, this didn't play very well around that, I suppose. I was worried about them like removing their own attacker if I block with just the Solitude, like they fatal push their own elemental and kill me. So I guess they were right. I had to block this. So one thing, my initial impression here is that you have too many combo cards, and you don't actually need to play 27 combo cards and 32 mana sources, and that's the whole deck. I do think that you can play a little bit. You can be a little bit less in. I'm gonna hold up the white source so I can Eternal Witness back Ephemerate here. I think you can be a little less in on the Gruta stuff and play either some interaction or some early game defense. Specifically, Sylvan Caryatid is a card I've always thought is pretty good in these decks, as Sylvan Caryatid allows you to... let me just draw a card here. Allows you to block Ragavan, block anything, while also like passively ramping you. I think that that's a card that is something I'd like to see. I need to read Rata Gadbrig. Never another legendary creature you control dies. Make a token, copy the creature, and not legendary. So this lets you get 2 Gyrudas in play if you legend roll one of them. It feels like a little unnecessary, but it could be fine. Just feels like not exactly where you need to be for your combo to function. So I feel like these 2 could be cut somewhat easily. Also, like, I would be somewhat inclined to cut Progenitor Mimic compared to all of the other clones, where like this card is just not ever castable, and the extra text that it gets to copy something on upkeep is also just not that relevant. Okay, great that they have Thoughtseize for us. It's like, it's just not that relevant that it can trigger on the upkeep. And like, if you're gonna cut 4 clones, which is probably what I would recommend, that seems to be the clone I'd recommend cutting. Okay, so what are they gonna Fury here? They know the coast is clear. Very close game. Sideboard looks pretty standard. But yeah, I think you just go -4 min for 4 Sylvan Caryatid, and if there's another interactive spell, maybe play that. I think I have to take this hit. I just have too many Ephemerates, too many Soulherders in the deck to top deck to flicker this. Solitude is pretty good. I want them to attack with the Elemental, so I will not cast it yet. It's infinite with clones. Yeah, I don't know. It's like your deck is already pretty clone heavy. If I'm just misunderstanding how it works, then fine. But if it was that good, surely you'd be playing 4, right? So if we get this block off, it's really good to just not be dead to a top deck bolts. Awesome, at 5 life. In a position where we have better top decks than our opponent, Scam tends to top deck not that well. I mean, obviously they have Forces and Pyromancers, but they have a lot of bad draws. Wall of Omens was too much for them. Crazy to win the game. Obviously we got very lucky to draw like Ephemerates, another white card. I probably did mess up the turn I didn't witness back the card, much to chat's chagrin. So I think we go down the Deputy, out the Time Warps for 3 Sanctifiers. I don't think I make any other changes. Yeah, all the Thoughtseizes. Grief is not a horrible top deck, but it's not usually that good. And then they also have all the Undying effects, which just feels so bad to draw. Yeah, God, ... I don't mind Knight of Autumn. It's not very good. It's, you know, has some targets, I guess. I don't hate it. Alright, we have a Sanctifier, gonna keep. Yeah, I've missed this deck too. Monkey. If we're not in the Time Warp plan, I think we're perhaps slight on ways to pressure the opponent. Thankfully, this matchup is not about pressuring our opponent. It's about removing all their creatures and stabilizing and bearing them an overwhelming card advantage. This is not a matchup that you should prioritize the Time Warp combo. It's pretty way more, I think. So I want to get Triumph Basic Planes. We maybe get just turn 2 Blood Moon on the play. We'll see. Do you like the White Splash and Creativity or the Bitter Union builds? I think the White Splash is better. Listen, Bitter Union is a sweet card. It's a really fun card. I really think that the entire Modern community has it overrated at the moment. It is fine, but it is it is slow, and it is like you just like don't have Archon in your hand that often. I don't know. It's fine. It's okay. I just think the white cards are like really high quality though, and Blood Moon is on the decline. I think I'm gonna get a Plains. I know this may make Ice-Fang hard to cast, but let me cast the Wall of Omens, and getting basics is important, and not shocking here is important too, I think. Isn't Blood Moon still played at Murktide boards? Yeah, but when I'm saying Blood Moon's on the decline, we've gone from Murktide being the most popular deck and main decking Blood Moon, and Scam main decking a lot of Blood Moons. But I think Scam is like sometimes trimming down to 2 Blood Moons main instead of 3, and almost every Murktide player has cut the Blood Moons from the main. And so that is a big part of the reason why it's okay to start creeping back up on the white cards in creativity. Voidwalker's really good here. Good sequencing too. Was there a good Bant Blink Company deck before Elementals got printed, or Solitude really holds it together? Yeah, this Soulherder was like a viable strategy pre-MH1 or MH2. Obviously not pre-MH1 because it was an MH1 card, but it was a lot of times there was like a Yorion build, like there was like a Yorion Kiki core deck I like to play before MH2, sometimes after MH2, before the Yorion ban also. Nassif I think won a challenge with it, or got second at a challenge with it. It was a really sick deck. Okay, take the Ephemerate, and then presumably no attacks. Okay. Does it get better or worse after the Yorion ban? I would probably say the Yorion ban didn't change it a ton. I think that this deck was like slightly favored against Yorion, and like, you know, that deck mostly falling out of the world was maybe a slight net negative. But like really what has me excited about this deck is that Tron is very unpopular at the moment. That was always one of your worst matchups. And then Hammer Time at one point was sideboarding like 2 copies of Hushbringer, and that card was like almost impossible to beat. And now Hammer Time is basically not playing Hushbringer at all, and Tron is not popular at all, and I think that makes Bant a really good choice at the moment. They have Seasoned Pyromancer plus Reflection, and I missed my land drop, so we may just get a little bit buried here. We have game 3 on the play, though. They discard Lightning Bolt Kolagon's command. This is a horrible attack. The Voidwalker part was good. But I missed another land drop, and maybe we'll find something off the Ephemerate. But we're even still pretty behind when they have the Reflection Seasoned Pyromancer going. I'm just going to go to game 3. We just lose this card advantage, and this has been such a painful day so far. I'm just going to not play another mana screwed game here. Let me play the 4th Solitude, though. I think I should have had the 4th Solitude in, so I can hedge a bit better against... Or let me actually play the kind of higher instead of a wall. So I can hedge against better against Voidwalker specifically, because I think that's a good way for them to get past my Sanctifiers. I don't Ghost, no. I'm not affiliated with any mana card rental service. I wonder if blocking the treasure was better there. I don't think... No, just don't take the hit from the Ragavan, I think. Or, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Block the Ragavan with the wall, then get the Fable token. No, you're right, that's actually better. I don't know why I was thinking the other way. I'm either putting back Solitude or Mimic. Let me put back the Mimic. This hand's kind of weak to Fury. There's maybe even like a solid argument for putting back the second Hierarch so you're not as weak to Fury. Yeah, you're right. We should have blocked the Shaman token. Turn 1 Monkey. Yeah, you ever just die to Fury? Yeah, yesterday we really got to speedrun the leagues. Today's been a bit slower. Yeah, I'm not sticking to them. I mean, we're going to play against another kind of slow opponent here, unfortunately. Just really hoping to not get furied into oblivion. Alright. It's too painful. I can't take it today. Just can't take it today. I mean, I believe in Bants, but this was one of like the most painful leagues I've played literally all year, and it was only 3 matches. I'm gonna pivot to the backup deck that I've had ready like basically all week. I think it's time. I think that it's